Good morning, and welcome back again to our weekly youth forums powered by the Co-operative Bank of Kenya. Now, today marks our 18th episode, and we're super excited to every single one of you who has been part of our online community every single Friday from 11 a.m. And just in case today is your first time here and you do want to catch up on all the fantastic conversations that we have had so far, all you have to do is to go back to our social media platforms, Co-op Bank Kenya, on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube as well, and you will be able to rewatch the conversations that we have had so far. Now, before I do unpack what we have lined up for you today, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Violeta Ngina, always excited to be your host in our weekly forums. Now, last week we had a fantastic conversation on how you as a young entrepreneur can digitize your business, and today we do want to tackle a topic that every young person needs to take seriously. We will be talking about insuring your business. Kwa hivyo kama wewe ni kijana, pengine uko na duka mahali unauza phone covers, unauza simu, uko na salon, you're probably importing goods from different parts of the world, unakuja unauza mahali. Did you know that you can insure your business? Whether it's a big business or a small business, all that can be insured. And that's why our topic today is protect your hustle, insure your business. Now, of course, to unpack this conversation, we're joined by our expert this morning, Haron Watanga, who is an insurance expert at Bank Assurance Co-operative Bank. Good morning.
Good morning, Gina.
How are you?
I'm thrilled to be here today.
Unafilaje leo?
Niko salama.
Uko sawa?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you so much for making time to be with us this morning. And even before we unpack, wacha tu watu wakusikie sauti yako kidogo, wasikie what you have lined up for us today when it comes to matters insuring your business.
Yes, we want to tell the youth that they should insure their businesses. Not that they can, they should insure their business.
They should, all right.
And we want to demystify what insurance is, especially business insurance.
All right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, kwa ule kijana tayari ambaye ashaanza kutusikiza, akona hustle yake pale, ameanza this year ama last year ama nafikiria kuianza, how important is business insurance for them on a scale of 1 to 10?
For them, it should be an 11.
Oh, okay.
If you want to start a business or
right.
you've started a business, insurance is paramount.
All right, so umesikia on a scale of 1 to 10, getting yourself a business insurance is at 11. So please feel free to ask us as many questions as we proceed with this conversation. Kama kuna kitu unataka kuelewa kuhusiana na mambo ya business insurance, please feel free to ask as many questions as possible. Our expert Haron is here for you. And also we do want to start on a lighter note. Wewe kama kijana ambao unatusikiza wakati huu, uko na business yako mahali, whether it's your main hustle ama ni side hustle yako, please start by telling us what is the most important asset kwa busy yako sahi. Whatever it is that you're doing, ukiangalia ile kitu ambayo unafanya, what is the most important asset in your business? Haro, nitaanza kwa kukuambia yangu ni sauti yangu. Nikipoteza sauti sina kazi.
Yes.
So utanipanga?
Tutaongea.
Right, great. Yes. So let's just jump straight into the conversation. Mara nyingi kijana akisikia business insurance, first of all, it sounds like a very big thing. Kitu ambayo inafaa kufanywa na the real wanabiashara, wale ambao they have big businesses, international businesses, people making millions and millions of money and profits. So sometimes as a young person, you'll not pay so much attention to it because you're feeling, this is not for me. So just start by breaking it down in a way that is very digestible for us young people. Yeah. What exactly do we mean when we're talking about business insurance?
So business insurance is basically a safety net, a way to protect your business, protecting it against fire, against losses that are unforeseen. So it could be fire, it could be theft, it could be, destruction of your assets, the ones that you use to do business. And there's no small business. Anything that you're doing that is making income for yourself and making yourself sustainable through that business is important.
Right.
And it needs insurance.
Right.
Yes.
So it's a way of protecting yourself from unforeseen circumstances.
Exactly.
All right. So at what point, mimi kama kijana ambaye nataka kuanza biashara, mambo ya kufikiria business insurance should come to me at what point?
Yes.
Is it wakati naanza, ama nikiwa hapo katikati profit ikianza kuingia nini, ama nikihama location nikienda zone yenye inakaa huko ni kama ni kuriski kidogo, sasa inaweza anza kufikiria mambo ya business insurance. So just tell us, at what point should that thought come to a young person and they take action about it?
So at the point when you're thinking about your business, that is the point when you should be also looking at insurance. A lot of young people wase wanafikiria market penye nitauza, but they are not looking at the other side, that whatever I sell, whatever I make out of this, I need to also protect it. So the discussion or the engagement of insurance should be from the very word go.
Right.
As you start the business, as you're investing on the assets, pia unafikiria, how do I protect what I'm investing into this business?
Right.
Yes.
So kuna ile assumption, which is human behavior. Nita assume, saa moto hapa itatoka wapi? This friend of mine has been running a business here for 50 years. Hakuna kitu shaimfanyikia, huko hakuna cases za wizi, hakuna mtu hapa kushaichomeka kwake. So you'll end up feeling, do I really need to protect myself from this unforeseen circumstance, which doesn't happen here. It hasn't happened. Nimeulizia huku kuko sawa. So it's very easy for me to move with that faith. Niko na imani hapa hakutachomeka, niko na imani waizi hawatakuja hapa. So it prevents us from taking that action of just protecting yourself just in case.
Yes.
What would you say about moving with that assumption of tuko sawa, itakuwa sawa?
Imani ni muhimu, but tunaomba na pia tunafunga mlango na kifunguo. That means we are protecting ourselves. It means when we say unforeseen, things do happen. Life happens. And sometimes, ukiangalia, for example, juzi, when we had floods in Nairobi.
Right.
Who would have foreseen that we'll have floods that would come into stores, into shops, and destroy a lot of property?
Right.
By the way, statistics have it that we lost about 3.2 billion worth of property and assets.
3.2 billion.
Yes.
And that is in Nairobi alone, or
across the country?
Across the country,
and
we
I'm
lost
sure
3.2 billion.
Yes,
right.
and if they do the maths again, it could even be higher.
Be higher.
So these are things that happen. Kunaweza kuwa na moto.
Right.
You could have your store, there's an electrical fault within that building, ishike moto, your stock inside imechomeka.
Right.
So we cannot assume, you know, because we don't know what will happen.
Right.
So when you have insurance, at least it gives you that peace of mind.
Right.
That in case kitu ifanyike, at least I have a backup.
Right.
Insurance will come in and pick me up from where I was before.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the way you've put it. Uko na imani lakini bado unafunga mlango na kifuli, na bado unaweka watchman for it. So it's the same thing with taking a business insurance. So now let's come down to a young person. Mimi ni kijana, nimeanza tu bizi yangu pale ndogo tu, pengine nimeanza studio, napiga watu picha. Ukitembea tao on Sunday, every single corner kuna kijana mahali anapiga watu picha, and it's instant. You get your photos there and then. There's a girl somewhere who started makeup business. Ndio, kuna mtu mahali anauza chapo na ana deliver chapo, amefungua ka hoteli kake, kibandaski kake, so anafikiria hii hustle yangu bado ni ndogo. Should I think of a business insurance at this particular point? And let's break it down. Insurance ya mtu kama huyu anachukulia nini? All right. So let's start with actually akona studio. Ameanza kupiga watu maphotos, akona ring light, akona camera, lens juu anazitanga. You know, it's very technical and very expensive equipment that they do have. So huyu anachukua business insurance ya aina gani, and why is it important for them hata kama ndo anaanza?
First of all, mavijana wanajituma. We see them, we walk in the streets, wanatusimamisha, tupige picha, and sometimes take time and also promote them.
Ushaipigwa picha?
Ndio nishai. Mara kadhaa. Because sometimes you need to promote them.
Absolutely.
So, jama kama huyu mwenye akona camera and such equipment, those cameras are not cheap. They're very expensive. If you look at professional Canon camera, all this, they cost quite a bit. And if anything was to happen to this camera, maybe the laptop they used to edit, ikitu ikifanyikia, then they'll be able to, they'll suffer a loss. right? So mtu anafaa kujiuliza, tuseme kamera yangu leo ianguke ama iibiwe ama laptop iharibike, tomorrow nitaweza kurudia kazi immediately out of the resources I have. And sometimes it's not possible because wame save, they've borrowed from somewhere to be able to achieve those things. So for such a person, insurance is important. Na mtu kama huyo tunamwambia achukue cover ya all risk. All risk inamaanisha akitembea na hiyo kamera, akipiga watu kwa streets, in case ianguke ivunjike, they can be able to claim from the insurance company. Ikiibiwa, tuseme mtu amekuja akamnyang'anya akaenda nayo, anaweza kuclaim from an insurance company. So there is cover for that, and we encourage them to take, because that is their asset. It's their source of livelihood. So they need to protect it.
Yes. And you're going to break down the different types of business insurance that young people need to know of. Lakini tuendelee tu na kuname the small hustles that we do as young people. Kuna mtu ni content creator. Sasa anaamka, anaweka simu yake pale kwa ring light, ana brand endorsement, they're taking pictures, they're doing videos, they're uploading online. That is their job, that is their life. Does that content creator, and we see a lot of them in this day and age, it's become like a full career for certain people. Huyo mtu anahitaji business insurance
kabisa.
What?
Very
go online.
So for such a person, first of all, the equipment they are using, we've talked of a phone, a very good phone to shoot. Inaweza kuwa ni Apple, inaweza kuwa Oppo, inaweza kuwa Samsung. They are not cheap to get one that produces very good quality. So they've invested kwa hiyo simu. A good phone maybe will cost 150,000. Wako na ring light, wako na laptop, wako na GoPro, zile wanashoot wakiwa on the move.
On the move, absolutely.
All these items can be insured. And again, tutaongelea the different classes of insurance, but tutasikia tena nikisema all risk. All risk, especially those items they move around with. For the content, we have a lot of online risk, kuna fraud mingi, and we have covers for cyber security, cyber fraud. But they need to also demonstrate that they have taken measures to protect their content online. So akona just beyond antivirus, tuseme ameweka zile firewalls kuprotect information yake. Akikuja kwa insurance company, we can give that cover. In case someone hack pale na aweze kuchukua data yake or information yake, then we can be able to compensate.
So you also need to back yourself up some more.
Imani na
unafunga mlango na unaweka watchman. So kuna msewa boda. We know how many young people get the employment through boda. Sindio? Huyo mtu wa boda anahitaji business insurance.
Kabisa. The boda industry employs a lot of our young people. 100%. Watu wengi wamejituma nayo. And for such a person, one, the asset itself, the motorbike, lazima ikuwe insured. Because hii ndio source ya livelihood yake. If this motorbike is involved in an accident and it needs repair for a week or two, hiyo muda hana income. So they need to have insurance for the asset. Number two, they need to, kama ni hao wenyewe wana ride, they need to protect themselves. We have something we call personal accident cover. Sababu akiumia apate accident, and unfortunately we get almost 8,000 accidents ya motorbikes in a year in this country. And unfortunately we lose about 1,000 due to those accidents. So we also encourage them to take care of themselves. But if they have a personal accident cover, pale akiumia akienda hospitalini atibiwe, anachukua zile receipt ya kuja kwa insurance company, anaweza kuclaim so that they're able to take care of that cost. So jamaa wa boda tunawaambia insurance ni muhimu. Wasichukue tu motorbike wameingia barabarani, kitu ikifanyika they cannot be helped. Yes.
So hata nikiwa na boda moja ama kamera ambayo niko nao ni moja, nisiseme wacha ni buy zingine nikuwe na maybe 3 more cameras ama 4 more bodas, hapo ndo nitaanza kufikiria mambo ya business insurance. Hata ukiwa tu na hiyo moja, it's important that you take it from that particular time. Sindio? Alright, so now I want to give you one more scenario before now you break down for us the different kind of insurance. Kuna mkulima pale. Akona cabbage zake pale, akona nyanya, akona avocado. Huyu anaweza chukua business insurance?
Kabisa. We have what we call agriculture insurance. and depending on the crop itself, kuna different insurances mtu anaweza chukua. So most insurance wanafanya against the yield, the input ile ameweka kwa ile shamba. The cost he had to put in kuweka zile crops. So alinunua seeds, akapalilia, akaweka fertilizer. So zile costs zote ndio ana insure. Ndio tuseme hiyo crop fail, then anaweza kurudishiwa ile pesa ali-invest. Kama amefanya farming for a period of time, and I believe mulikuwa na topic ya record keeping, na amekuwa na records, tuseme for the last 4 years, anaweza kuja kwa insurance company aseme for the last 4 years nimekuwa nikipanda cabbage, and this is my yield year on year. Kila mwaka natoa cabbage labda worth $1 million, tuseme. So akikuja kwa insurance company inaweza mpatia insurance against the yield that they've been getting. Ndio ile siku hii mwaka amefarm lakini ametoa only 200,000, anaweza claim kwa sababu ameonyesha I've been getting this amount every year. So crop insurance is there, and we encourage a lot of our young people who are farming to also take that up and to keep those records.
So uwezi kuwa na record ya miaka 2 uruke moja uweke ya mwaka mwingine useme believe this too. Hiyo moja sikuweka record, so you have to be consistent with record keeping, so that you're able to enjoy the services that you're getting in business insurance. Great. So now let's break those different types of insurance down. Zile ambazo you believe a young person needs to understand. And just before we do that, tunawakumbusha, please start telling us the most important asset in your business. Ile biz ambayo unafanya, iwe main hustle, iwe side hustle. Ukiangalia, what is the most important asset in there? Tayari naona Rose hapa anasema, a phone that I use to stream live. Lazima awe content creator, na umesema lazima aweke insurance kwa hiyo simu yake, si ndio? All right, thank you Rose for helping us understand what is your most important asset. Kuna mwingine Elias anasema, oh yeah, yangu ni my laptop. All right, that's also maybe pengine mtu anafanya mambo yake ya editing nini. Kim anasema my cameras. We've been talking about photographers. I hope Kim, you have been insuring your cameras as well. You have a business insurance. Thank you so much. Keep that feedback coming, and also ask us any questions that you do have regarding business insurance. Now, Haron, break down for us the different types of business insurance that are there. Zile ambazo kijana anafaa kuelewa na atilie manani from the onset as they start their business. 1.
Okay, good. So we can start with fire.
Okay.
So fire insurance, especially if you have stock. Tuseme uko na duka mahali, umeweka stock ya nguo, uko na duka ya weave, umeweka stock yako ya nywele. Ile stock, it is there's a risk in case of fire. Inaweza kuwa destroyed na ipotee. I mean you suffer a loss out of it. So fire insurance haimaanishi tu moto. Under fire tuna cover explosions, tuna cover floods, tuna cover physical damage. Tuseme duka yako gari ikakuja ikaingia ikadestroy vitu, it is all covered under fire insurance. So that I think is very important, especially kama uko na stock mahali, umeweka kwa warehouse, umeweka kwa duka, it is important that you have fire insurance.
Right. So for example, kuna mkulima pia ambaye amevuna kitunguu, hataki kuipeleka kwa soko sahi kwa sababu market imeflood na vitunguu zingine za wakulima wengine, akiweka kwa store yake mahali anangoja, because kitunguu inaweza kaa for some time. Anafaa kuchukua pia yeye a fire insurance kwa sababu hapo ndo amestore kitunguu yake.
Kukiwa na moto pale, ile kitunguu itaungua.
Right. And it's fire, it covers floods as well.
It covers floods,
explosions na physical damage. All right, great. Hiyo ni insurance number 1. Number 2?
Number 2, burglary. Tunaita burglary. As the name suggests, hii ni wizi, theft. Mara mingi unapata jamaa ameweka stock yake pia. Inaweza kuwa kwa duka, inaweza kuwa mahali kwa warehouse. And then kuna wale watu wa shortcuts. Mtu hataki kufanya bidii, anataka kuchukua ya mwingine. Wana break in, wanachukua ile stock. I think juzi tuliona kuna jamaa akona shop ya computers, electronics, na wakabeba kila kitu. Yes. So burglary takes care of that. against theft.
Alright.
Wizi ya mali yako ambayo umeweka pale kwa duka, umeweka kwa warehouse. So hiyo ni kitu ambayo ni very important kwa mtu kuchukua.
Alright.
Yes.
So this is protecting you from theft.
Theft, yes.
But pia niko na swali lingine.
Yes.
Niko na shamba yangu, si ndio?
Yes.
Alafu kwa shamba mtu amekuja ameiba avocado.
Yes.
It's so bad right now. I'm telling you, farmers are sleeping ndani ya shamba to protect your crops. So kama shamba yangu siko hapo, mtu amekuja akachuna cherry za kahawa ama amebeba avocado yangu, can I claim using a burglary cover?
So unfortunately under agriculture insurance, theft is not part of the risk that is covered.
Okay.
Kwa ile umuhimu wa agriculture insurance ni kuangalia mazao, ku make sure mkulima ile alipanda ndiye atapata.
Right.
Na kitu ikifanyika hapo either kwa sababu ya weather ama kulikuwa na flood akapoteza ile mazao, tunaweza compensate.
Okay.
Reason being inakuwa ngumu kidogo kuverify, si mkulima alivuna alafu unajua lakini kwa sasa under agriculture we just cover the input na yield.
Right.
Yes.
So for this burglary theft lazima pia waone kulikuwa na signs of force.
Yes.
Ilitumika hapa kuingia hapa na kuiba hizi vitu.
Yes.
Alright, great. So those are two, fire, burglary. Haya, ya tatu?
Ya tatu tumeongelea all risk. I think mmesikia nimemention mara kadhaa kuhusu all risk insurance. All risk ina cover zile vitu ambazo tunatembea nazo. So kwa sababu tuseme ule jamaa photographer anatembea na kamera zake. So ako exposed to risks kule nje. So we take all risk cover, ndio kitu ikifanyikia either ianguke, ivunjike, ama ibiwe, ama iache kufanya kazi kwa jambo hili ama lile, tunaweza insure. Tunaweza kuwa compensated na insurance company. So hata wale wanafanya biashara tuseme kama ya kufanya makeup, they move around with the equipment and that equipment is not cheap. So ile pia inaweza enda kwa event amefanya makeup na mtu akamwekea ile equipment. So anaweza pia kuchukua all risk and they can be able to be compensated from that.
Right.
So all risk is especially zile ambazo tunatembea nazo, vitu that are not stationed in one place.
All right. So let's assume mimi ni photographer.
Yes.
All right? Nimeenda event, kuna concert pale Kani hii weekend. Nimeenda pale kupiga picha, but due to pengine kuvurugana as we get into the space, as zingine kuna kwanga na a bit of commotion as you try get inside, everyone is trying to get in together. Kamera yako ianguke, ivunjike, iharibike. Na pengine sikukuwa na all risk cover, lakini nilichukulia cover ingine kama ya what is it called, fire. Ya fire, nimeichukulia ya burglary. Naweza enda kuclaim, okay, si ya fire but ya tulikuwa huko kwa event imeanguka, can I use another insurance kwa sababu sikukuwa na all risk?
Unfortunately hiyo itaweza kulipwa kwa sababu all risks ndio itaweza ku take care of that.
Okay.
So that's why we are here to learn what class itasaidia in what scenario. So in that incident kamera imevunjika, maybe ilianguka, haijaibiwa, hakukuwa na forced entry, ikaibiwa. So for that case all risk tu ndio ingeweza kumsaidia.
Yes. And does that mean all risk insurance covers equipment that is moving out?
Yes.
Kama niko na biashara iko hapa, this is my store, I don't move out, watu wanapigwa picha hapa, I don't move my equipment out, I don't need to take an all risk for equipment that doesn't go out.
So tuseme you have stationary equipment that stays in one place. Tuseme ni studio, you have laptops and computers that don't move around. You can take an electronic equipment cover. So this is a different class of insurance. Electronic equipment cover will cover zile equipment, electronic equipment zenye ziko stationed in one place. It will cover against damage. Tuseme kitu imeharibika kwa mashini, there is a problem with the drives, ama chip ilifanyika kitu and the machine cannot function normally. So even the software sababu software is expensive.
Yes.
And tuseme unafanya editing, umenunua software pesa mingi, or you're into architecture, those CAD softwares, they're very expensive. So tuseme kitu imefanyika and you've lost your software. But if you have electronic equipment, then you can be able to recover.
Right.
But the electronic equipment will work together with the fire and the burglary. So, sababu hii equipment pia inaweza ibiwa, si ndio?
Na siwezi tumia ikikataa kufanya kazi na haijaibiwa. Siwezi tumia
hawezi tumia ile class nyingine.
Okay, all right. Okay. So let's keep going. So far you've told us 4 of them. Any more that we need to know of?
Yes. So kuna kitu ambayo tunaita business interruption ama con loss. So when you're in business, tuseme you have a studio for example, and you have all this equipment, alafu kukue na moto kwa hiyo building, right? Moto ichome kila kitu. Inamaanisha hiyo biashara hautaweza kuendelea for a period of time. If you have fire insurance, ndio fire itakuja ikulipe kucompensate for those equipments. Lakini during that period haujakuwa uki-earn. So biashara imesimama. But if you have a business interruption cover yenye iko tied to the fire, inamaanisha fire ndio ilichomeka, they will pay you for the equipment, but they also pay you something for the income that you are supposed to earn.
Lost at that time.
Yes. So inaitwa business interruption.
Please break down some more hapa kwa business interruption. What are those other factors that can interrupt business? Because na feel ukitupatia hiyo example ya fire, mimi na fire insurance na changanikiwa tena. So what other things are those besides fire that can cause your business to be interrupted, and then now the business interruption cover comes in handy.
Okay. So utani allow me introduce another class, and then you'll see how that also plugs in. Tuna kitu tunaita machinery breakdown cover. Okay? So machinery breakdown basically ina cover machines. Okay? Machines iko na different components. Na machine inaweza haribika kitu ama motor, but the meaning it will no longer do what it was supposed to do. I'll give an example. We see a lot of people doing printing of t-shirts, for example. Kama jinsi timu kubwa ya Arsenal ilivyoshinda juzi, tuliona kila mtu alivaa jazi.
A very busy week that day.
na kila mtu ameprint jina yake. There are machines that do that. Sindio? Hii machine ikiharibika, component, when you have a machinery breakdown cover, insurance itakuja ilipie ku replace your components. Tumeelewana? That way at least your machine will continue working. During that time, kama your component imeharibika, as you source for the replacement, you're not making any money out of it. There is no income. Okay? And because there is no income, then if you have taken a business interruption cover, then you can be able to be compensated
that time.
Yes.
So
the business interruption will come in case you've taken fire and it is tied to the fire, or also under machinery breakdown and it's tied to the machinery breakdown cover.
Right.
Yes.
Na hiyo machine kama ni electronic, why do I need to take machinery cover na niko na electronic and equipment insurance?
So electronic looks more into software operated machines like computers. You know, we have supercomputers, I mean very fast computers, depending on the jobs that people are doing. Graphic designers, architects, who have a lot of expensive software that they use on those machines. So kwa wale ndio electronic equipment, but machinery breakdown is more mechanical. You know, things that need a bit of mechanical work to do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
So the machinery breakdown now comes into play in that space.
Right.
So for those who are in the businesses which they deal with machines, we encourage them to have a machinery breakdown cover. Yeah.
All right. So let me ask, what happens when I run a business and then, for example, there's something that's happening in the country, and then there's like a lockdown. We've been there before.
Yes.
So meaning I can't go to work.
Yes.
So I'm not making money in that period. Na pengine biashara yangu ni ya every day. I get my money every day. Nikifika pale kuna bills, kuna orders, kuna deliveries, nafanya nini. Then we are not able to move, we are not able to do these things.
Yes.
will I be able to be compensated if I have a business interruption cover for that? Because about your time, my business has been interrupted. I was supposed to be making some moolah today, but I'm not. So does it work for that?
No, so in such instances, it happens like what happened during COVID, where we had a pandemic. You see, a pandemic is a situation where it has affected a huge number of people at the same time. And in such cases, insurance is not able to come in because they'll not be able to sustain paying everyone. So those are some of the exclusions that come in, especially where there's a pandemic or where it is a government directive. Government imesema kila mtu akae nyumbani. You see, it's an order that has come in as a law at that point. So you're not able to claim for that specific reason.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for clearing that. Any other?
Yes, other insurances, we can talk about cyber security. We know that there's a lot of fraud that's happening online, as I had mentioned, but you need to, especially if your business is online running, lazima ukuwe umeweka mikakati. Umeweka not just an antivirus, but you've put firewalls, ways to protect your business, which is running online.
All right.
I'll talk something into the influencers. There was a recent case where some influencer mentioned something about the bank, and the bank came after them, and they sued them. So there's a liability cover for that. But how it works, because sometimes we may say something that will land us in trouble.
Absolutely.
And you need to protect yourself. But for one to benefit from that, you need to have at least registered with Kenya Film and Classification Board, have all the licenses, so that legally you operate within the regulations of influencing or being a media person.
All right.
So that in the event now that someone has come back and said you defamed me, or you have said something that has not gone well with me, and they sue you, then you can be able to now seek compensation from your insurance company.
All right.
So insurance company will only come in when they have verified uko na zile licenses, you're recognized by Kenya Film Classification Board, then they can be able to give you that cover.
All right, great. So far tuko na fire insurance, which covers floods, explosion and physical damage. And then the second one, burglary. Na nikiibiwa na my workers, does it work?
Yes.
Nikikuwa na biashara yangu, zile wigs zangu za 200,000, pengine mtu achukue aibe, can I use my burglary cover for theft from my employees? Ama sasa hiyo inakuwa kitu kingine tofauti?
Yeah, so first of all, your recruitment needs to be put in check. Mbona una watu wanakuibia? Lakini so for employees, theft by employees, kumbuka pale kwa burglary tulisema there must be signs of violent physical entry, forced entry. Ndio waweze wakabomoa mali wakaweza kuiba. Lakini kama umeibiwa na employee, jamaa ameona umeweka wig zako pale, akaamua acha nichukue 2, hii ni mshahara yangu ya mwaka moja. So in such cases tuko na class ya insurance inaitwa fidelity guarantee. So fidelity guarantee ina cover against theft by servant or staff. So inaweza kuwa pesa, inaweza kuwa stock, inaweza kuwa the things that you have within your premises, equipment and assets.
All right.
So if you have employees, it is important that you take fidelity guarantee. Ndio ule staff akikuibia and you're able to come to the insurance company, useme niliibiwa, of course you pass by the police first, upate abstract, kuje kwa insurance company, useme niliibiwa, the police have proven it is so and so, then we are able to compensate you.
All right. So thank you.
I can just add on something.
Absolutely.
Also, if you have staff, we also need to have a WIBA cover. All employees of any organizations by law should be covered under WIBA.
Right.
So pia wale ambao wanawaka na sisi, tafadhali tuachukulie WIBA insurance. WIBA stands for Work Injury Benefit Act. It's an act of parliament. Akitumwa ule employee wako, ukimtuma mahali maybe kufanya delivery, agongwe na gari, akuwe permanently disabled. By law they can sue to get 8 years salary from you. Mshahara yake ya miaka 8. So if you don't have WIBA insurance, you will have to pay that out of pocket.
And does that even go to, unajua mtu anaweza dhania employee lazima ikuwe ni probably biashara yangu kubwa nimeweka mahali pale nyumbani. We have our house managers, kuna ule mtu wangu anakuja Saturday kunikatia nyasi. Are those also people that are categorized under that position when me lazima pia niwachukulie the WIBA insurance?
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed. Our domestic managers, those who work for us in the house, they should also have the WIBA cover.
All right, great. Thank you for clarifying that. So for the young person who's listening, najua tumetaja several insurance covers, but I'll just name them again. Fire insurance, we have burglary cover, all risk. All right, tuko na electronic cover, business interruption, cyber security. Those are some of the key ones that a young person needs to know of. Lakini Haron, tayari mimi kama kijana, I'm already feeling those are too many. Are you telling me nikifungua biz leo I have to take all these covers? So it becomes a bit confusing. How do I know prioritize this cover than this over this? And we'll just do that by our practical examples of the kind of hustles that young people are doing out there. So if I have my studio again, because we do have a lot of camera people, videographers, uyo zile za muhimu lazima aanze nazo. The rest they can upscale as they move, but they're non-negotiable for the photography team, studio team.
So how to look at it is, first of all, what is the most important asset in your business? What is it that you need to carry out your day to day? Ni nini jembe yako kama mkulima? Ndio? Huyo jamaa wa studio ni cameras na laptops. So for this person, they'll need to have fire, they need to have burglary and all risk. Kwa zile zenye anatembea nazo. Kama anapiga nje. Kuna wale watu wetu wa studio, they come and do shoots from the house and they're exposed to those risks. So they need to have fire, burglary, all risk, electronic
so 4 of them atago. Hizo ni non-negotiable for someone who's running a studio.
Exactly.
Huyu msichana ambaye akona studio ambaye anafanya mambo ya makeup, lakini pia ataenda house call. Kesho ni sato, lazima akuwe na order ya harusi mahali, anatengeneza bride nini, lakini bado akona studio yake mahali equipment iko, na pia ni kama ka mini salon, watu wanakuja anarembeshwa pale, wanakaa vizuri wanaenda. Huyu na yeye na negotiables insurance za kwanza nazo ni gani?
Kwa tena fire, kwa sababu zile vitu pale kitu inaweza fanyika ichomeke. Itakuwa burglary, sababu kuna mtu anaweza vunja akuje achukue zile vitu. Na itakuwa all risk, kwa zile equipment anatembea nazo, zile anaenda nazo kwa wateja kuwafanyia makeup pale kwao. So I think we are still going back to fire, burglary, all risk.
So there's now kijana ameamua amefungua garage. Sindio? Amefanya mambo yake pale ya kutengeneza magari, akona garage yake pale, akona watu wanafanya na wao kazi, watu wanaleta magari yao pale. Huyu na negotiable zake ni gani? Of course fire najua so far. We can't run away from fire. So fire, burglary, mtu anakuja ibe gari inatengenezwa.
Yufanyika.
Spare parts. Fire, burglary, another one.
Sasa huyu pale kwa garage akona vitu mingi. Iko machines. Zile za kuinua gari. Iko machine ya kupaint. Iko there are several machines. So machinery breakdown pale muhimu.
Lazima chukue.
Pale akona employees. Akona kawaya. Akona mekanika. Unajua?
Akona kupaint. Akona kuosha.
Exactly. Hao wote ni employees. Jamaa anaweza kuwa anasongesha gearbox ikaanguka imvunje mguu. Pale ana need WIBA ya kuprotect wale employees. Alafu kuna cover ya kuhold goods on behalf of a client. Motor trade. Tuseme zile magari ziko pale. You're holding in trust on behalf of mtu mwenye ameleta mteja. Gari ikiwa pale alafu kitu ifanyikie, tuseme ikuwe vandalized, the mteja atakuja kwako. But sasa wewe kama uko na ile insurance, you can be able to get compensation from the insurance. I'll give an example. Juzi kulikuwa na floods. There was a garage, industrial area. Ilikuwa na magari 17. High-end vehicles. Zote zikakuwa flooded. Sasa kama huyu jamaa hakuwa na insurance, anaanzia wapi? Good thing alikuwa
mimi kama mechanic nikuwe na insurance ya kukua na gari ya huyu mtu.
Yes, sasa wewe kama mwenye ile biashara, we are talking of garage sasa. You're running this business. Unafaa kuwa na insurance ya kuprotect zile vitu umehold on behalf of wale clients. Kwa sababu when it comes to your premises, kupeleka gari garage, unaona kuna ile form una fill, nasema imekuja na hii na hii na hii. Kitu ikibiwa si liability kwa mwenye garage. So lazima pia achukue insurance ya zile vitu amehold.
Lakini floods ikikuja, unajua sasa pengine umeleta Range Rover yako kwangu, si ndio? Iko sawa. Mtu akikuja aibe kitu kwa hiyo Range Rover, me as the garage owner, I'll feel the need to compensate you kwa sababu imeibiwa kwa garage yangu. Lakini kama kitu ilifanyika juzi, the floods, and we saw, nitasema hiyo ni it's not my fault. Mambo ya Mungu, climate change, minge.
Ni ukweli.
Nikijitetea hivyo as the garage owner.
Ni ukweli, lakini mambo ya Mungu, that's why you have to take insurance bado. Kwa sababu kwa ule jamaa ambaye ameleta pale client, hatataka kujua kuliflood pia kwake. Anajua gari yangu ilikuwa kwako, ikaharibikia kwako. So you need to
take another cover for that. Alright, so there's a young girl somewhere here anauza handbags. Anachukua stock kutoka China. Anatuletea high-end bags, whatever product, hata manguo. Huyu anafaa kuchukua cover ya aina gani? Kumbuka goods zake zinatoka from a completely different continent. Inakuja hapa, ndo aanze kutuzia. What kind of business cover do this people have to take?
Yes, so tumeona wengi sana ambao nao wameskip kwenda pale Isli, sasa wanajiletea wenyewe. And it's a good thing. So for this person, ile goods ikikuja, kuna kitu tunaita marine insurance. Marine insurance ina cover hiyo good ikiwa kwa high seas ikikuja Kenya. Sababu pale kwa high seas pia kuna risk. Ile meli inaweza zama. Zile vitu zinaweza potea mahali njiani kwa sababu some of those ships dock in different ports kabla zifike.
Kama venye Strait of Hormuz imefungwa juzi kukakuwa na interruption, hiyo inaweza kusaidia kidogo?
Pale kwa Strait of Hormuz insurance bado iko, but now it usually inakuwa a bit specific sababu you know that is because of a war. Yes. But tuseme ship ilikuwa inaleta vitu and then bahati mbaya pale kwa high seas ikazama. Umelipia mizigo zako, ziko njiani. Ikizama imepoteza kila kitu. But if you had marine insurance, then we can be able to compensate. Sababu you just send us the bill of lading to show exactly what you had bought, then we are able to compensate. So zile goods ikifika Mombasa, then they need to be transported to Nairobi. Ukiwa kama uko na gari yako, unataka kuileta Nairobi. Kuna kitu tunaita goods in transit cover. And this also applies hata kwa wale wakulima wetu. Wale jamaa wetu wa Kinango wanapeleka waru Mombasa. Wale wanatoa cabbage wapi wanapeleka. If you are transporting goods and you have your own transport, kuna kitu inaitwa goods in transit. Goods in transit cover inamaanisha kitu ikifanyikia ile mzigo njiani, then insurance inaweza kucompensate. For example, kukiwa na accident, unaona kuna watu wanakuja kusaidia kuweka zile vitu kwao.
It happens a lot. Unaona truck imeanguka mahali, watu wamebeba mkate, kama ilikuwa na soda wanabeba soda, kama ilikuwa na chakula kila mtu anabeba. Alright, so that's where the goods in transit cover comes in handy. And I'm seeing a lot of farmers pia wanaenda pale Uganda, they're coming with pineapples, especially now hakuna pineapples Kenya, so tunakula pineapple ya Uganda, so they also need the goods in transit. Huyu hana sea, haipiti kwa sea, so they don't need the marine.
They don't need the marine cover.
But what if I'm bringing on through flight?
Yes. Even flight has marine insurance.
There's marine insurance for sea and for flight as well. Alafu sasa as it's being transported on road hapa, you take the goods in transit cover.
But I can also expound on that. if you're hiring transport, tuseme transport si yako, wale transporters wanakuwa na kitu inaitwa carriers liability cover. Kumaanisha wakibeba mzigo on behalf of others, then those goods are also protected.
Okay.
So when you're looking for a transporter who's going to bring those goods to Nairobi or wherever, which part of the country you're from, then you need to ask them kama wako na insurance ya zile goods.
All right.
Kitu ikifanyikia njiani, then itakuwa compensated.
All right.
Yes.
And those are basically, you've also mentioned the risks that a lot of times we tend to underestimate.
Yes.
I will allow you to emphasize on them again.
Fire, burglary, yeah, all risk in case of damage.
Okay.
If you deal with machines, machinery breakdown. If you have employees, there's fidelity guarantee.
Right.
So zile risk ambayo kwa biashara yako inaweza fanyika. Moto inaweza kuwa, mtu anaweza kuibia, employee wako anaweza kuibia, machine yako inaweza acha kufanya kazi, computer inaweza poteza software. So all these are risks that we face as business people.
Right.
And we encourage our youth. Usha jenga biz, i-protect sasa.
All right.
Yes.
Great. So now the other big question becomes, tukikusikiza, tumesikia the different types of covers and their importance. We are sold. Now we believe you. Yes. I really need a business cover for my biashara, lakini can I afford it? Because that again becomes the other turn off.
Yes.
Nataka kufanya hii kitu lakini mimi mwenyewe I'm struggling to stay afloat kwa hii busy yangu, and there's times when business is bad.
Yes.
And then ndio unaniambia niko na cover zine za kulipia. So I feel like wacha hii cover ikae kando, let me focus on keeping the business alive for now. So how affordable is business insurance, and keep in mind a young person who's just starting out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ngina, I think tulisema leo tuna demystify.
Yeah.
Tunaiweka wazi wazi. First of all, insurance is not costly. I think assumption ya watu inakuanga ukisikia insurance pesa mingi. Insurance inachajiwangwa based on the value of goods yenye uko nazo, zile assets zako, tunai subject to a percentage, alafu ile premium, yani ile yenye unalipa ndio ukue na cover, it is paid once a year. So for example, biashara tuseme ile tulikuwa nasema ya cameraman, ako na simu, ako na nini, anaweza chukua, unapata they'll pay less than 10,000 shillings. Na ukiangalia ile ni weekend moja na mama, umesacrifice to uchukue insurance, ndio mubuild hii biashara pamoja. You get?
Yeah.
So it is priorities. And I think the most important question is, can you afford not to have insurance? Yani una operate tu, uli-invest, ukanunua equipment, umeekelea pale stock ya wig ya 500,000 shillings, hauna insurance. If anything was to happen, are you going to be able to bounce back?
Okay.
Without a hassle? So we encourage young people.
Right.
Talk to an expert. We have our guys on the ground. Anywhere where you see a co-op bank, there is an expert to insurance. Kuja tukueleze, tukufanyie quotation, you can be able to see that actually the cost of insurance is very minimal vis-a-vis the risk that you're going to face.
Right.
And the bank has even gone a step further. Hii premium hata hatutaki ulipe once. Uko na tumefanya computation, tumeona premium ni 20,000 shillings. Nasema wewe tulipe in 10 months.
So there's an option of kulipa mdogo
Pole
mdogo.
pole.
All right.
Yes, so that you don't feel the burden at once.
Okay.
Yes, because what we see is that kuna jamaa atanunua pale iPhone Pro Max 17 ya orange 180,000, 512 MB. Achukue screen protector ya 2,000, lakini hajachukua insurance ya simu yenyewe. Elewa? So the phone is exposed.
Yes.
But they've spent money on it.
A lot of money.
A lot of money on it. And maybe the insurance itakuwa 5,000 ya hiyo simu. So that in case iibiwe, ianguke, ivunjike screen, then the insurance will be able to come in
and support. All right.
Exactly.
So now how soon does the insurance compensate the person?
Yes.
Kwa sababu kuna hiyo pia another reason apart from kuogopa the cost, kuna ile tena mtu anaona nitazungushwa, nizungushwe niambiwe sijui kufanya. So there are instances where your claim can be rejected.
Yes.
And someone feels frustrated na hata achane na mambo ya insurance moving forward. What are those factors that can lead to your claims being rejected? Ni wapi tunakosea? Then we end up feeling like, these guys, they're not even genuine, they just take me around in circles. Kumbe pengine pia mimi kuna kitu sikufanya ile, right?
Yes.
And that's why my claim is being rejected. Where do we get it wrong?
Yes. So I'll start with the compensation.
Okay.
Pale ndio tunasema where the rubber meets the road. When you have a claim is when you know you have insurance, because that is the litmus test.
Yeah.
And when you have a partner, for example, Co-bank Assurance, a partner who has experts who will work with you and walk with you the journey of insurance, they will also take up that burden of ensuring that your claim is processed. Watakufundisha what documents you need, watakwambia enda kwa polisi chukua abstract, then they'll take you through the process. Cases where insurance can be rejected, one, if it is a fraudulent claim, tuseme simu ndio unaona imeanza kuhang na sasa unataka simu mpya, unasema simu iliibiwa. You get and for example tuseme umeificha mahali, you know, when it is fraudulent, of course the circumstances don't agree that hii ndio ilifanyika, then a claim can be rejected. Two, tuseme ulipeana false information, useme ulikuwa na stock ya 200,000 lakini umekuja ukasema I had a stock of 1 million. Kuna wale watu wanaitwa loss adjusters wa insurance company, watakuja kuverify and they can be able to tell that for example these were not the facts. Okay. Three, tuseme ulichukua claim ya fire na burglary, ya ile machine ya ile kamera yako, lakini ilivunjwa kwa gig kwa event,
so sina all risk, na nakuja na fire and burglary. So it will be rejected as well. All right. Does the time of making the claim matter in case an accident happens today? If I claim today and another person claims after 3 months, after 6 months, does it bring any difference?
Yes, it does. We encourage anytime a claim occurs, yani kitu imekufanyikia hapo nenda report. Kama ni kuibiwa, go and get a police abstract immediately. Come to our offices at any of our Co-bank branches. Na useme nimeibiwa simu, this is the abstract, what is the next process? We take you through what you need to do. Reason being we need to get the facts as fresh as possible. Tuseme kulikuwa na moto, vitu zako zikachomeka, it has taken 3 months for you to come to the police, to come to claim for that loss. Inakuwa ngumu kukuja kuverify zile vitu ulisema zilichomeka pale. So for insurance we encourage when it happens, when it is fresh, report, so that also uweze kuwa compensated haraka, uweze kurejea kwa biashara
yako. All right, let's look at what some of our people are saying. Online community, thank you so much for being with us yet again. We appreciate your questions, and Haron is here to make sure that we are answering your questions as much as possible. Njoroge anauliza, is there a workshop insurance? I want to open a timber workshop and carpentry. Huyu anataka kututengenezea mavitanda, maviti, manini, masofa. Anauliza kama kuna workshop insurance. Anataka kufungua timba yake pale. Alafu pia Marinette anauliza, how does home insurance differ from renters insurance? Anauliza home insurance tofauti yake na renters insurance inaingililia wapi? Alafu pia kuna Wafa anauliza, as a freelancer, can I get insured? What would it cover? My life or equipment too? Uni freelancer. Ni freelancer cameraman, for example, and anatembea tu na mambo yake, anafanya mambo yake just as a freelance. Nikiitwa gig pale naenda. Can they get insured? Yeye mwenyewe ama ni equipment peke yake? Docas anasema I farm cabbages sometimes, zinaharibika. Can insurance help. All right, great. Thank you so much for your questions. This last few minutes, I'll allow Haron to answer your questions. Tuanze na ule ambaye anataka kufungua workshop yake. Yeye anataka kuhakikisha tuko na furniture A1. Is there a workshop insurance for Njoroge?
Njoroge tunangoja kuja kununua viti.
I know.
Yeah, so it's for Njoroge, I think it is very important chukue insurance kwa sababu pale kuna timber ambaye ni stock yake, raw materials yenye atatumia kutengeneza viti, vitanda. Pale kuna equipment ambaye anatumia, kuna ile ya kukata, kuna ile ya kutengeneza designs pale. So zile insurance ambaye Njoroge anaweza chukua kwanza ni fire.
Okay. Fire always comes.
Yes, kwa sababu pale kwa timba kwanza ikishika moto, hiyo ni kuni yenyewe.
Hiyo ni true.
So he needs to have fire insurance. He needs to have burglary. Kwa sababu pale kuna equipment, kuna tools ambazo atakuwa amenunua na pesa na ni pesa mingi. Zikiibiwa ataanzia wapi? So pale lazima achukue burglary insurance. Ya tatu kuna machines.
Yes.
Kuna zile machines zinakata, zina shape according to the design yenye anataka kutengeneza. Atabidi achukue machinery breakdown. Pale pia kuna workers, wale ambao wanamfanyia kazi. Ile wiba. Exactly. Naona unasikiza vizuri. Hapo sawa. So wiba kwa sababu anaweza kuwa anapitisha mbao kwa ile ipite na kidole.
Iende na kidole.
And by law
ama ile nini ingie kwa macho when they are,
exactly.
Anajava ile gogosi yao.
Exactly.
I don't know what it's called, but that one.
You're protective ya macho.
Yes,
exactly. So tunaambia Njoroge ameanza na swali mzuri. As he thinks about his business, then he needs to also consider those insurances. At least for a start. Aanze na hizo.
Alright. Yes. Kuna mwingine ameuliza swali ya yeye ni freelancer. Yeye as a freelancer, yeye mwenyewe insurance ambayo itamcover, what will it cover? My life ama equipment too as a freelancer? And we know a lot of young people are freelancing their way through their art before wapate mahali ambapo they have like a consistent formal place they work. So huyu ambaye ni freelancer, what options do they have?
So for him, I think we've already discussed zile equipment.
Yes.
The covers that atachukua, all risk covers, sababu ana move around. And then personally, yeye mwenyewe, it will be important to take a personal accident cover. Kwa sababu anaweza kuwa na shoot ama aanguke ama kitu imgonge, and he needs to recover from that. So kutakuwa na personal accident cover. We'll also encourage him to take a medical cover. Kwa sababu pia unaweza kuwa unatengeneza pesa, lakini ile siku unakuwa mgonjwa, all resources inaelekea kulipa bill. So tutamu-encourage pia achukue personal medical insurance cover. Pia kuna zile individual policies zenye anaweza chukua under life cover. Kuna vitu kama smart saver. Yani ita cover that runs for a period between 5-10 years. Yenye anaweza kuwa na save pole pole. And then at the end of that period kuna amount ambaye anaweza kurecover. So there are various options asione tu equipment, but pia is more important than equipment. So he needs to also consider those other covers.
Alright. Yes. Kuna mwingine alikuwa ameuliza the difference between a renter's insurance and home insurance. Tofauti inaingililia wapi?
So I'm assuming anauliza homeowners. So kuna kitu tunaita domestic package cover. Domestic package cover ina cover zile vitu ambazo tuko nazo pale nyumbani. So if we are renting, lakini as much as we are renting, tuko na TV, tuko na viti, nguo, equipment, zile ziko pale nyumbani. And hiyo ndio tunaipatia domestic package cover. And I encourage pia watu wachukue hiyo kwa sababu ukichukua domestic package cover, pia simu yako, zile vitu unatembea nazo ziko covered pale. Kuna different categories. Na pia kuna extension ya domestic workers under domestic package. Kuna sasa wale homeowners, amejenga building, akona occupants pale. So yeye ata-insure the building itself na atakuwa na kitu inaitwa owner's liability cover. Tuseme kitu ambaye ikivunjika kwa ile nyumba iumize one of the tenants, they can be able to be, once they are sued, then the insurance can come in to compensate that.
Right.
So kuna ule ana rent atachukua yake na pia the owner of the building atakuwa na cover yake.
All right.
Yes.
So Harun, I also want you to emphasize on some of the packages that you have for the young people. Kwa sababu this is a topic that saa zingine we might not fully digest, but with the different packages that you have, then it becomes easier for a young person to understand, oh, so there's this option, oh, there's this other option. So when I come to you, what are the different packages that you have for the young people?
In terms of insurance?
Yes.
So we have something we call SME insurance. Tunachukua all these categories. As we've said, they look like there are many, but we've done a package that now encompasses all that. Pale ndani itakuwa na fire, itakuwa na burglary, itakuwa na wiba, so that ule jamaa akichukua insurance, they don't need to specify the different classes.
Naweza ichukua kama package.
Kama package. And then premium, we've put it at a very low price. I think something around 10,000 shillings for all these classes annually.
Oh, so nalipa 10k.
10k hata ija kufikisha Naivasha for the weekend. Lakini uko na insurance for the year.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
So so we have that. Of course on the personal side, kuna medical specific for the young people, personal accident cover, you know, things that they can be able to just take care of themselves as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So mtu asifeel discouraged, tumemnemia sijui saba. There's a way you've put them in a package that it becomes easy for them to maneuver.
Exactly.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. On a lighter note, mimi ambaye nataka kuleta electronic vehicle, can I put my electronic car under electronic cover ama bado hiyo inakuwa tofauti kidogo?
That's a cheeky question. Lakini at the end of the day, this is an electronic vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a vehicle. We have motor insurance because it will be on the road.
Okay.
So it will be covered under motor insurance. Same with an electronic motorbike, you're going to cover a motorbike.
Yeah. So nisikuja hapo nikisema nataka electronic cover for my
software
electronic car.
imefanya isiende. Charge gari.
Ni charge gari.
Charge gari.
All right, thank you so much, Harun. I just want to give you a few seconds, talk directly to the young people this morning. Waache na ile inetangwa food for thought. Waende nayo nyumbani after this.
Okay. So to our young people, wadau na wadauet, machali na masista,
come on.
Tunataka kuambia kuwa we have solutions for you as a Co-op Bank Assurance and the Co-op Bank wing. When you're doing your business, ushapiga shughuli, umetafuta pesa, umeanzisha biashara, sasa biashara inaanza kunoga. You need to protect that business. Ama unafikiria kuanza biashara, let's not just think of nitatoa wapi soko. Tuangalie hii soko ikipatikana nianze kuunda do. Nita save aje, nita protect aje biashara yangu. Insurance is not expensive. Insurance is not an option. It's not a luxury. It is a necessity.
Come on.
Kabisa, tumeelewana. Tafadhali tuongeleshe. We have 200 Co-op Bank branches. Any of those branches, you can be able to come talk to our experts, our insurance. Tutakuuzia. Ukitaka lipa polepole, we'll give you that option. But tusipige biz ni kama watu hatujaelimika leo. Sindio? Yashinsky alisema,
alisemaje?
Tusiishi hivi basic nikaa kesho iko promise.
Nikaa kesho iko promise.
Tupige shughuli, lakini pia tujue tumejipanga.
Simumpatie mic msanii anataka kurap. Thank you so much, Harun. Thank you so much. I've learned so much. Mimi niko na biashara ya coffee and I've not insured it. So I'm your first client today. So, and I believe very many other people who are watching us today, you'll be the second, the third, the fourth after me. Mimi ndo number 1 kwa line. So please make sure you take business insurance. What I've picked from you today, it's not expensive to take a business insurance. It's actually very expensive to not have a business insurance. Thank you so much for those insights. Thank you for being with us this morning. If you know someone who's running a business, ameanza biashara juzi ama ni biashara ambayo imekua and they do not have a business insurance and you believe this topic will be very important for them, please send the link to them, wasikize, and they take the necessary action right away. Remember, it will be up on our social media platforms, Co-op Bank Kenya, Kenya, on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube as well. Be sure to insure your business. Thank you so much for being with us this Friday, which is also World Environmental Day. Mchunge mazingira na pia muhakikishe mmechukulia biashara yenu insurance. Thank you so much for being with us. Remember, our hashtag is Let's Go, Let's Grow.